Mic check 1 2 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be, good doc. Dr. Mike TV, back again once again. You already know what it is, baby. It's the classic in the making. If this is your first time to the Dr. Mike TV channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you notify, make sure you do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the good doc's content. All of my good stuff shall be listed in the link in the description area below. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't come on and I don't see you guys tomorrow, let me start by greeting you guys a happy Thanksgiving in advance. Honestly, guys, there's a lot in life that I am thankful for. First things first, another day on earth, man, another day to breathe. And of course, you guys know that I am thankful for you as members of the Dr. Mike TV crew and family, right? I appreciate y'all for locking in with me, sticking it out with me. And again, a lot of things that I can be thankful for. Okay. But let me say this real quick because I think this is very much noteworthy. All right. I'm a human being, right? And as a human being, we feel like I got feelings. I think you got feelings. I think everybody's got feelings, right? And I know that when I first came to the Philippines, I may have said some things to kind of give me the advantage with the ladies of the country, right? Gave me a little bit of an advantage when it comes to dealing with Filipinos. It's the truth. I mean, I think that we've all used our advantages to our advantages at least one time or another while experiencing life in the Philippines. And what I found to be interesting is sometimes some foreigners like to take it up a notch. Again, I'm guilty of saying some things in the past that may have been somewhat of flowery, fluffery, or fuckery words in the past to kind of give me the upper hand when it came to dealing with some of the ladies in the country. I will not sit here and act as if I am holier than thou, because I think that we've all utilized our advantages one time or another. But over the past few years, I've been seeing shit and I've been hearing shit, right? Now, normally I'm just a foreigner that minds his own business, right? If it's not my business, I don't need to be in it. And the reason I don't need to be in it is because whatever you got going on ain't got shit to do with me, right? What I do in my life, how you do your life is completely up to you, right? So I try my best to stay out of people's way and I try my best to let people do their own thing. But I've been noticing a lot lately that foreigners are taking things to a level that I find to be extremely unnecessary when it comes to dealing with certain types of Filipinos, i.e., you'll see foreigners making promises to Filipinas that they'll take them to their home country in order to get laid. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but I know that I have. I've seen guys literally look a Filipina in her eyes and tell her how much he cares for her, how much he adores her, and she's the one for him. And whenever this all works out, I'm gonna take you to, I'm gonna bring you back to my home country, and we're gonna live there together forever. Now, I find that mode of talking to Filipinas to be really fucked up, especially if it's an outright lie. I draw the line at certain shit. Number one, back in the day, my rule was never tell a girl that you love them unless you meet them, right? Some dudes used to say, I love you just to get laid, right? Some dudes used to say that shit. And this is back in the States, of course. But some dudes used to say shit to a girl like, I love you, knowing damn well they don't love them. They just trying to get fucked, right? They trying to get it in, right? And I'm not mad at it because again, some guys say things to get laid, but in the Philippines, it's starting to take on a life of its own, and they're starting to, become its own monster, gentlemen. Guys will literally tell a Filipina that they love them and that they're going to take them back to their home country, making promises only for the fact that they just want to get laid. Clearly, they have no purpose or intent to bring this Filipina back to their home country. No, 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 no. I just need to say that shit so she get them draws up. And they find it to be easier and somewhat cheaper to make promises to a Filipino that they don't keep. And if you make a Filipina fall in love with you, it kind of sort of makes it cheaper for you to get with the Filipina, as opposed to just paying for it outright. If you start making these bullshit promises, it's cheaper because she actually thinks that you love her, and she actually thinks that she's gonna be the one that's gonna be around forever, and all this shit. And then you kind of, for lack of a better term, fucking ass, yeah, figuratively and literally. I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like that approach. Again, I stay out of people's way, and if it's none of my business, it's none of my business. But sometimes, every now and again, I kind of feel like there's some shady, shifty shit that foreigners do, or shady, shifty shit that things that foreigners do that kind of sort of slide into a level of just like fuckery at an all-time high. Now, this is the reason why I have the biggest issue with it. So I was having a conversation with my man's earlier, right? And we were just politicking and having conversations, just talking about stuff. So when we were having a conversation, he was like, um, the girl that he was with prior used to date some foreigner before him, and he didn't know about it. But what he found out is that she has this tendency to compare the foreigner that she's with now, which is my guy, and the foreigner she was with before him. And all of a sudden, when she's making these comparisons, it's almost as if she's comparing that the guy before him was better than him. And then he would ask her, like, bitch, if this dude was so awesome, then why you ain't with him no more? Right? And he's back in the United States. And apparently, the guy that was with her prior is making promises about bringing her to the United States and all of this stuff. And she was excited. Never happened. She gets with my boy now, and all of a sudden she has the exact same expectations that this foreigner guy, is going to make a promise to bring this girl to the United States, and he ain't made no promises like that before. So now she's getting pissed off at him because, oh, buddy made the promise before, and now my man's not going to keep that exact same promise. So now it's creating this unrealistic expectation that the foreigner's job is to specifically take you out of the Philippines, because the guy prior to her, I'm sorry, to him, was saying the exact same thing. And Filipinos are gullible. Fuck it. Everybody knows that. Sorry, ladies. Don't take it the wrong way. A lot of you are very smart. You're very genuine. Some of y'all are scammy. Some of y'all are fucked up. I mean, you get a mixed bag. Okay? It's the truth. But when you deal with gullible Filipinos that actually believe you, like, oh my God, he's going to take me to the United States. Oh my God, I can't wait. It's going to be an opportunity. I'm going to be able to help my family. Because that's how they thinking about it. They don't give a fuck about you, bro. They don't give a fuck about you. They think about what they can do for their family. Of course, they love you. I'm just playing. But, they're also thinking about the opportunity that it creates for them and their family, too. Don't ever get it twisted. They're thinking about what they can do for themselves, right? So they're already planning all this shit in their head because of a false promise that you made. And this fucking false promise is now gonna have her scarred for life when it comes to dealing with foreigners and shit. Oh, this first foreigner ruined everything, right? We were supposed to be together. He said we was gonna do this. He said we was gonna do that. You know how Filipinos are. Once they get one bad seed, all of them fucked up and everything when it comes to dealing with foreigners and shit like that. So when you hear foreigners making these false and empty fucking promises to Filipinos, it's like now all of a sudden it's creating this very, very nasty stain, like a fucking streak or a shit mark in the country in reference to the image of what foreigners are like. Because, oh, this foreigner is trying to make a promise to me now. I had somebody say that to me before. All he wanted to do was get them draws. And he succeeded. Most times guys succeed when they do that, but I really find that mode of trying to get with women to be really, really shitty. Like, I see no positive outcome when you have to resort to making empty promises to a Filipino to get laid. And a lot of guys do it, right? Let's not sugarcoat this shit. It's taking advantage of the advantage that you come from a place that's probably considered to be a first world. And as a result of that particular advantage of coming from that country, not meaning that you actually have means or anything like that, but the fact that you represent or you come from a country that could potentially lead to an opportunity for her, any Filipino would be stupid not to at least try to seize the opportunity when it comes, right? So as a result, you make these promises she thinks is gonna happen, then it doesn't happen. Now all of a sudden she back to square one again, looking at all of us like we did her wrong or some shit. So what I'm trying to say in general essence, guys, is if you have to lie to get laid, this is not the place for you, bruh. You shouldn't have to lie to get laid. I ain't gonna say be yourself because some of y'all some perverted motherfuckers. Not gonna tell you to be yourself, but I will tell you, you don't have to take it to that extreme, man. You know, it's just unnecessary. And I hate it when foreigners do it because you know how quick Filipinos are to fall in love. I ain't never met a country where girls fall in love so damn fast. Like they fall in love quick, or they shower, or I should say they fall in lust, right? They fall in lust. But at the end of the day, guys, foreigners, y'all need to stop telling these Filipinos that you want to bring them to the United States just to get laid, bro. Like that needs to be something you need to delete out your vocabulary quick. Because I know why you use it. I know how powerful it sounds if it's used in the right context, but it really is a shitty way to get laid. Like, and this is coming from somebody who has probably used every trick in the book. Nah, I can't say I do. I'll go crazy, but I've utilized every trick that I possibly could to my advantage because I had every right to. But I never made promises I couldn't keep. I never told her, "Girl, we're gonna get married. We're gonna have a life together in the United States." You're creating this false fantasy, and all they can do is see that shit in their head. Like you're really painting the picture. If you're good with your words, Filipinos can fall quickly. They can. I'm not saying that they will, but if you're very good with your words, trust me, I know Filipinos fall quick. And a lot of guys run to the, oh, I'm going to bring you back with me type of conversation. And what makes it truly, truly disappointing is that it's usually the older guys who do that. It's weird. It's usually the older expats who make those promises. And it kind of fucks it up for the younger expats, bro. Just a little bit. And I'm not saying all of y'all do that, but I've never met a young expat who come to the Philippines talk about, hey girl, I'm gonna take you back to my home country. First of all, Philippine ain't even gonna believe you if you're a young foreigner that you're gonna take her back to your country. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but just how likely it is to happen is probably slim to none, and they know that. But when you're dealing with the older guys and they're somewhat secure and stable and all of the things that Filipinos look for in a guy for the most part, it makes those words a little bit more meaningful to them, It makes those words just a little bit more meaningful. And as a result of those words being meaningful coming from the older guy because he has the better potential chance of bringing it there, them older guys be using it to their advantage, and it kind of comes off like shady, shifty, and sleazy as fuck. Like I ain't gonna lie, like it's not necessary. I'd rather you just pay for the shit. just just fucking pay for it. That's a way more respectable way than lying to these girls or creating a false narrative. I kind of feel like that's a far more respectable way of getting laid than fucking telling her that you're gonna take her somewhere that you don't have an actual plan to take her. And I've seen a lot more shadier shit, but that's at the top of the heap, man. That definitely is at the top of the mountain for me because there's so many other ways you can handle it, but that's the way that they do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got a few in the building. Appreciate y'all locking in. Y'all make sure y'all drop a like. My man, Mr. Diaz, what's good? Mike, appreciate you coming through. JD says, I said from the start that the USA is too expensive and we can live so much better off my US dollars in the Philippines. Yes, I would rather you be honest with your girl. Like, look, we can create a great life for ourselves here if you give it a chance, right? Just we can do great things here, way more better things than we could ever do in a place like the United States. I agree. If you come at it with that approach, I rock with you on that one. My man Mike G, what's good with you, bro? Been a long time, family. Good to see you in the building, bro. My man John Thomas, what's good? He said, well, usually those liars are the ones that end up with the scammer and losing a lot of money in the end. John, that's funny that you say that because whenever we hear these scammer stories, and I have my own, I've shared a couple myself, but whenever we have these particular scammer stories, usually we're only getting a depiction of one side, right? We're only hearing it from one side of the perspective, and that's the foreigner side. So whenever we hear this, the Filipina did this and the Filipina did that, and she took advantage of me. I tried to be nice and all of this shit and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. That's what we hear, right? It's always one side. Even though there's three sides to a story, we're only hearing it from one perspective, right? We don't hear the Filipino side. We don't hear what the foreigner made a promise of, or we don't hear what the foreigner said he would do. We don't hear about that shit, right? Because that's not for us. It's like we don't care to hear that side. Even if it does come out, we'll listen. But sometimes it's just a little bit more scandalous to hear all the bad things the Filipino did and nothing bad the foreigner did, right? Knowing that that does exist, knowing it does exist, nobody really cares to hear about the Filipino side. Or the Filipina cannot articulate her story well enough for it to be, you know, how can I say this? For it to be heard in a way that it needed to be heard, right? So yeah, when they end up with the scammers, it's almost as if you were probably trying to scam her first, right? So she just got you before you got her. Now you in your feelings. Really? Come on, not be better than that. He said best one is men lying about how good they got it back in the country. Then the P9 riser finds out, and then he gets left and he gets mad saying P9 scammed him. Yes, foreigners. Okay, let's back this up real quick. Top lie for me is lying to get laid, to get a Filipino to sleep with you, tell you you're taking back to the country, and it doesn't happen. Second lie, Mike, I got you with that one. Whenever you actually do bring them back to the country, but all the shit that you said and you bragged about that you had, she realized you ain't got that shit. So now she looking at you like, yo, man, you in your mama basement, my dude? Like, for real, for real? Like, dead ass, man. You in mommy's basement right now? Like, is this a real thing? I only thought this was some shit you see in the movies. You're like 45 and you're still living at mom's house? Look at the decor in this house, man. It looks like it's from the 70s, like it's from the 50s or the 60s, right? So, you do have those moments. But yeah, yeah, they lie about what they have and they realize they can't produce. Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. I will not, from the time that I started this YouTube channel, I've tried my best to be as authentic as humanly possible. And I tell you straight up, bro, I've never had to lie to get laid like that. I've never had to take it to that extreme to get with somebody. It's ridiculous, man. I'm not gonna tell you I got two cars in a massive ass house here. No, no, it's not the same. It is not the same, and I'm not gonna lie to you because I don't have to. If you ain't rocking with me because of me, then you in the wrong business. Because all I know for sure is that when you come here, you're gonna see everything I got to offer, love. And that's it. And you just gonna have to take it for what it is. Hey, you can like it or you can hate it. I don't give a shit. But like I said, man, sometimes these guys be lying and they lies be like trying to outdo themselves. And then when they actually gotta produce and they can't, oh, my Filipina scammed me. She broke my heart. She came here, she left me. Oh, fuck a please. My man, Mr. Diaz says, unintended broken promises, thinking with the heart and not the brain. Agreed. He said guys like that make it harder for all of us. Yeah, to an extent, it really does. It really does create a negative and like a really bad stain for foreigners. He said when we are genuine, they may not believe us after these types of guys lie to them. I agree, man. Like when foreigners make these false promises or broken promises or unintended broken promises, like my man said, it's tough for us because now we're battling uphill trying to convince her that this isn't the representation of all of us as foreigners, right? We're fighting this uphill battle, man. Come on, bitch. You know damn well I ain't gonna make you no promises I can't keep. So now it's like you got to start with something small. Then you got to build up trust and all of that stuff. It shouldn't have to be that way, right? Shouldn't have to, but guess what? It is. Okay. And this is one of the many problems that foreigners have to deal with. Now, it's not as bad because I mean, you may deal with it every now and again. I'm not going to sit there and say that every situation you find yourself in, you're going to find a Filipino that's like just abhorrently just done with foreigners altogether. It's not going to be with all of them, but you're going to have a couple that'll say, yo, man, last time I was with somebody, this happened and it ain't right and all of this shit and blah, 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 blah. And then you'll have some foreigners that'll be like, oh, well, I'd rather play them before they play me, right? Yeah, nudge, nudge, winkety wink, right? Nah, I'm going to get them before they have a chance to get me. So as a result of that, hey, this is what's going to happen. I'm just going to make promises that I know damn well I can't keep. My man says you got to blame the old armed forces, guys. It's a classic quote to Olingampo working girls. I'll take you back to America. Since it worked, the men just kept repeating it. It's a damn shame, bro. This is what we've come to. And yeah, I can see that being definitely the breeding ground for how this particular topic of conversation came to be. Definitely see that as a breeding ground. My man says, I tell them all they will be over there, not bringing them back over here. He said they can get westernized, Americanized quick. Definitely can happen. Um, Damn. TJ, I did remember that story about Terry too. Maximus was good, bro. That was a tough story, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, but again, I don't know the female perspective on that one. I don't know exactly her side of the story and how it got to be that way. That's what I'm saying. We don't know that side. I'm not saying that that side is going to be any better. I'm not going to say that that side is going to justify what happened, but at least if you have three sides to every story, her side, his side, and the truth, you kind of can figure out the in the meantime, in between time of what really, really happened, right? So, you know, for me, I keep to myself, keep on the grind, but I can't sit there and condone this type of behavior. That's just something I can't do. I can't condone that type of behavior. Like I got my limits, man. Like I said, I think we've all done something that may have borderline kind of triggered some shit. I think we've all done some things that we may, I'm not going to say regret, but some things that we may have thought twice about before we did it to get laid. But never have I ever crossed the line with something that crazy, unless I actually meant it. Now, if I said low, like dead ass, like I like you, and you look like somebody that could potentially be a partner that I could bring back with me to the United States, again, talking in a circle. I mean, it's not a lie. You look like somebody that could potentially be a bomb ass partner. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna take it. See, there's a difference in the wordplay there. Saying that you're gonna take them and saying that the potential is there is different. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Steve, what's going on, man? He said his side, her side, and the truth, which is only God knows. True. None of us ever know what the truth is. Only God knows what really happened and how it all went down. We can try to dissect two sides of a story, but it becomes difficult to do shit like that. At this time, it's kind of like just cut it, right? He says this happened all the times on these dating sites. Oh yeah, and it's a shame. It's a shame that it happens on dating sites. But that's pretty much where it starts. It's easier to text it and say it than to actually say it out loud. Again, yeah, I'm with that one. Jay, what's going on, bro? He says, what's the difference between them saying they love you in 2 days? We're all playing a game. True. I will never say that it's almost like a game to play. I'll never say that. I said that earlier. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's one side trying to play the other and the other side trying to play one side. It's like it's a game of chess. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's almost a figuring out chess match. Like who's gonna budge first, right? But ideally, telling them that you're gonna bring them back to the United States, knowing that's a big ass lie. Like, what can a Filipina say to a foreigner that could match that lie? Like, I want you to be real. That's the only difference that I can really come up with. Tell me what lie can a Filipina tell a foreigner that could match the level of a foreigner making an empty promise to bring them back to the United States and them motherfuckers actually believing it? What lie can a Filipina tell a foreigner that could really lock them in that way? I love you, man. They probably hear that from every other girl they meet, you know? So, what lie can a Filipina say that will put them on the same level as, you know what, I'm going to bring you back to my home country? Because they can't say that because we're already in that bitch. So, I'm trying to figure out what lie could a Filipino say to match the biggest lie that foreigners would say. Don't hate the player, gotta hate the. He said, "Don't hate the player, hate the game." True, we've all utilized our advantages. I am far from against taking advantage of your advantages. Y'all know that. I'm big on that shit, like really big. If you got the advantage, use it. I'm just kind of like some shit I'm not willing to say to get laid, bro. Some things I'm not willing to say. I kind of feel like there's a standard and a code that I have to abide by. And that one pushes the limits a little bit too far for me, knowing damn well I have zero intent in bringing this girl anywhere outside of the Philippines. But unless I rock with you heavy, unless I've been fucking with you for a long time, I'm not going to say that on day one, two, three, or four, not even after a week. It's, I don't know, man. Filipina hiding a child in a province would be that equivalent lie. Huh. Would it be? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I'm not. I can see that being a lie that could be up to par, especially if they were really adamant about being single and not having kids, but hiding a whole kid. Yeah, I can see that being one. That could be up there. He said they say they are pregnant with your kid. What is her penoid boyfriend? Yeah, man. I think, but here's the thing, though. I think any foreigner that believes that at face value without taking a DNA test is stupid. Okay. So, I mean, I'm kind of figuring a foreigner would be able to use their head on that one. Now, the Filipina hiding a whole child in the province, like, if she's got that good snapback where that body looked like it's hard as a fucking rock and you couldn't tell, baby girl, that had some children, if you can't tell, then yeah, her hiding the whole kid in the province, like, hey, you do realize I got a whole kid, right? Yeah, that could be a good equivalent. But the DNA test, man, I kind of feel like, I kind of feel like you would at least take the precautionary tactic of at least saying, okay, look, bitch, ain't no way in this world I'm just gonna take your word at face value. Okay, it's just not okay, right? So I would hope a foreigner would do their due diligence on that one. But for a foreigner to make a promise to a Filipino to bring it back to the United States, that's that false, empty promise that you can stretch out for fucking years, guys. That's a 9 month situation. She only got 9 months to try to prove that. But you know how long you can keep a Filipino on the hook by telling them you're gonna bring them to the United States? Think about this one. I can visit the Philippines 5 damn times and keep telling this girl I'm working on the paperwork. 5 fucking years I can keep going back and forth, just getting it in and tell her I'm still working on the paperwork. Think about that one. Think about the longevity of that game. Think about the long con. I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration as well. Think about how long that con can be. Think about how long the con can be. I tell a Filipino, yo, I really want to marry you and all this shit. I'm still saying the same shit 3 years later. She still believe in that shit. We can work that. You know what I'm saying? You can stretch that one out for fucking 5 years or so, 10 years, and you'll keep them on the hook. It's crazy, man. That's why I don't like that lie. That's why I hate it when guys use that shit because they'll use it to keep them on the hook for extended periods of time, and I can't really vibe with that. That's the only issue I have with that. They say you are the father when it's another foreigner or Pinoy's baby. Yeah, that could suck ass. Yo, 15 in the building, man. Yo, make sure y'all drop a like for me. I appreciate that. He said a Filipino can say I'm pregnant and the baby is yours. You can say that, but I would think a foreigner would do their due diligence with the DNA test, right? Making a false promise like I'm gonna bring you to the United States, there's no timestamp on that. That shit can go on forever. You know how long you can keep like I said, man, you know how long you can keep a Filipino on the hook by saying, hey, no, don't worry, baby, I'm working on the paperwork. I'm working on it right now. You know what I'm saying? It's the embassy, right? It's this guy. It's this person's fault. It's that person. Look at all the people you can blame in the process of you utilizing that lie. And he's like, and she telling her friends, yeah, I'm going to the United States. He said he's working on the paperwork. He's doing this. He's doing that for me. Think about how long you could stretch that shit out for. Think about how many times you could come and go in that country as you please, getting it in and never actually do anything about the paperwork. That is the reason why I can't stand that lie, because it could take on complexities that I find to be extremely unnecessary. Larney, you are absolutely right. Not all men are alike. True that. Not all foreigners are built the same. I'm anti that particular lie. Okay. That's one thing I don't like, right? Because I don't like creating false promises. I would rather just let you know that I like you, that I think you're a genuinely sweet person, or that I find you to be extremely attractive. I'll say things to you that are meaningful, but I ain't gonna say, hey, you stick it out with me, love. I said, I'm gonna take you to the States with me. Because that's a lie. In my heart of hearts, my heart cannot, and my code cannot allow me to say some shit like that. There's something about in me that will not let me tell that lie or even try to sell that lie. I can't sell that dream to a Filipina. I just can't. Because I would rather, like my man JD said earlier, man, I'd rather just let them stay in the Philippines and tell them about the life we can create for ourselves in the Philippines. Why the fuck I'm gonna sit there and try to lie to this chick about, yo, man, I'm gonna take you to the States, boo. Nigga, I don't even want to be in the States. Like, it's kind of like when a Filipino, like, I can't see, the thing is, I can't imagine or fathom the thought of, or try to wrap my mind around how a Filipina cannot see that a foreigner is making a false promise when they say that if a foreigner came all the way to the Philippines to find you and get you, what makes you think that they want to go all the way back to their own home country if they don't have to? If they literally came halfway around the world to see you, 9,000 miles, 9,000 miles to see you. What make you think he gonna take you 9,000 miles to a country he don't want to be in the first place? That's really where my thought is. Like, how can you even sell that lie on that shit? You don't even want to be there. If you did, you would have never left, right? But again, I digress, man. Yo, 18 in the building. Appreciate y'all locking in, man. Y'all make sure y'all drop a like. I'd highly appreciate that one. For those that want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I'm happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now you're on then. All right. Thinking about the craziest lies that foreigners can tell. What lie can match the lie of selling the dream of taking a Filipino back to the United States, or lying to them and telling them that you'll take them back to the States when you absolutely don't mean that? Jay, I hope that you did see my point. I'm trying to make it as valid as possible. He says, or they introduce you to her male cousin, but find out later it's her actual boyfriend. Yeah, that could be okay. I can see that one. I don't think that's on the level of creating that false narrative. But yeah, being lied to and being told that somebody that's, clapping them cheeks and you getting them cheeks too. It's kind of like, it's kind of fucked up though that you would shake the hand of the person that's fucking your girl too. Yeah, I can see that. If you take that the way that I would, I'd be like, bro. Well, actually, he was probably there first, so clearly I'm the extra dude, but he don't care because I'm feeding him and everybody else. So yeah, that could probably be up there. When she says, "Let's adopt my brother's little baby and raise him in a way later you find out it's hers," the ultimate long game con. I wouldn't. I've never had a Filipino tell me that. I would never believe that shit. Why would I adopt somebody else's child? Like, what? Why the fuck would I even adopt somebody else's child? That's weird. I don't know, man. I digress. But that would be a weird one. If we could, if a foreigner would be gullible enough to let that one fly and not ask any questions like, where's the brother? Where's the wife? How come the wife don't want the kid? Oh, are they both dead? Okay, where are the death certificates at? I'm trying to figure out, where are they buried at? Where can we find this information? Because ain't no way in this world I'm just gonna adopt any kids, especially when I know I want my own. So that one, if you fall for that one without asking questions, I kind of put that one on the board. I would definitely put that one on you guys. But yeah, I can't imagine, bro. I cannot imagine. That is different. Okay, my man. That's one that's different. He said lies that could put you in jail may equal that one. Yeah, anything that gets you locked up, I can agree. Yeah, fuck all that. Mm-mm. Mm. I'm not getting locked up for nobody. He said, I got drunk last night at the bar and got a flat on my way home, left my bike at a 7-Eleven and it was still there this morning. Yes, if your bike is still there in the morning, if you leave it in the Philippines at a 7-Eleven, hopefully you put a bike chain on it. Maybe not. But yeah, he said when a man tells them that they're going to take them back to the States after knowing them less than 2 years, to me that means they're westernizing them. They're wanting a Western Filipina. Huh. Hold on. Let me back that up because I'm trying to read that right. When they tell them that they're going to bring them back and they know them less than 2 years, to me that means they're westernizing their Filipina or wanting them to become Western. Okay, I can see what you mean there, my brother. I can see that one. If I'm thinking the way that you're thinking, if you tell a Filipina that you plan on bringing them back to the United States, if you ever tell a Filipino that you're going to bring them anywhere, they're really good at wanting to know anything and everything that they can about the culture. There was once upon a time, I shit you not, There was once upon a time that my girl was going to go to Germany to be a nurse. And this was while I was still in school. It was 2 years. And I was like, you know what? Not a bad idea. Her friends were going and all of that stuff. So she was trying to, be a nurse in Germany. It was really a brief conversation. It may have lasted about a couple of months or so. But during those couple of months, my girl was on this German app trying to speak German and getting all of her information and everything that she needed to know in order to prepare herself, even though she absolutely never went. It was never really it was a thought, but it was never anything that actually came to fruition. So if you do tell a Filipina that you plan on taking them there, Filipinos are very good at learning ahead of time. That's where I give them credit where credit is due. Filipinos are absolutely fantastic about learning about a country before they get there. So if I'm thinking about it along those lines, if you do tell them that they're going to be there, they're going to want to be about the culture. They're going to want to learn about the culture as quick as humanly possible. That way, the adaptation into the country will be minimal at best, right? A little bit easier for them to be able to do it. John, I appreciate you, brother. He says, I agree with you 100%. It's not worth it to lie. There's some lies that ain't worth it, bro. Some lies just ain't worth it. And that's one of them. Like, there's a code within me. It does not exist in everybody. Again, I can only speak for myself, gentlemen. There was a code within me that will not allow me to lie to a Filipina and tell them some shit like that. I cannot create a false narrative for a Filipina and actually make these girls believe that I would really take them anywhere outside of the Philippines when I don't even want to be in this bitch myself. Now, the difference between me and my young lady, we've been together long enough for her to know and long enough for me that if I ever did make the decision, I would be confident in my choice. A lot of foreigners will say that, not knowing and or being confident in that choice and absolutely not wanting to put them girls in that particular situation at all. They'll just say the promise so that they can clap them cheeks, bro. And it ain't worth it. Some lies just ain't worth it, bro. That shit weighs on my conscience for some reason. Maybe it's just me. He said, I remember a Filipino I really liked needed me to get some paperwork from America for her. When I got to Davao, she didn't want to meet me, but wanted me to mail the papers. I threw them shits away. Fuck that. I'd throw it away too, bro. Fuck all that. Making me do all this work. And it hurts when it's somebody you like. Dude, I've had my heart broken so many times, man. And this is some shit that no man should ever admit to, but I'm human, gentlemen. I want you to know something. When Doc is honest with his audience, bro, it's coming from a very, very deep place, right? It's coming from the heart when I say this shit. I've had my heart broken by a Filipino before. I thought that she was cool. I thought she was jazzy, but then she go do some shady shy shit, and all of a sudden she like my view of her changed, and it was never gonna be the same, right? I've had that happen to me on so many occasions. Some chick just trying to take advantage of trying to use your boy as a come up, and it hurts, man. Shit hurt like hell. I'm doing all this shit for your ass, and you going and normally it's not so much money spent but time spent, time wasted that kind of pisses me off when it comes to going through situations and situations not working out. Because now you think about all the time that you wasted on her when you could have been focusing on the bag or, focusing on things that you should have been worried about rather than doing things to help her ass out. So I understand that. And it hurts when it comes from somebody that you genuinely thought was really cool about shit. When they're not, then they're not. That shit hurt, man. Like I've had my heart broken before. And when I say heartbroken, I felt away for a couple of days. That's what Doc means when he talk about heart. When I talk about heartbreak, I talk about feeling away for a couple of days, not just some shit where I'm like, this bitch fucked up, so fuck it. No, man, I'm talking about your boy go through it for at least 3 days. Like I got to go through a 3 day process of me getting this bitch out of my system, right? It's weird, but Doc's human, man. I'm human as fuck. Like I don't need to lie to y'all to try to prove that I'm this motherfucking big bad motherfucker, man. Look, I'm human, bro. I go through it like everybody else does. And that was what pissed me off. Like when I go through it with somebody, like really go through it with them, because I thought you was real, because you've been giving me all the right signals to show me that you're real, and then you do some shady shit. Oh yeah, man. After that, Doc pours all of his energy into making money. Like that's literally what happens after every time I deal with people in general, not even somebody I'm dating, but people who try to like fuck you over. I pour all my energy into finding ways to get paid. Like I try to think less about that shit every day. Like finding out some girl that you're trying to rock with has a boyfriend. Now you got two ways you can handle that, right? Two ways you can handle it. Way number one, act like you don't give a fuck and try to slide in on her anyways, or take it for face value, knowing that that shit ain't gonna never be anything, and you just having to get it out your way, right? So for me, it's just a matter of going through the process, and I want you guys to understand my mindset, guys. I was 18 when I was in the Philippines, so I kind of had my intellectual growth and maturity and all of that shit happened to me during a time spent in that country. So that's why it probably would bother me a whole lot more than it would bother any of you guys, because most of you guys who traveled to the Philippines when y'all came, y'all was grown or you already had a fixed mindset. My whole shit was developing throughout the process. So, you know, I mean, I shit happened, bro. Bitcoin needs to bust a move. I've been playing and trading Loop Ring, LRC, and Mana have been my trademarks, man. They have made me some pretty decent money. I've been trading, not swing trading, but trading Mana and Loop Ring, LRC. Those are the two I've been playing with because I know where their bottoms are. And I think Mana just hit new highs, 525, 540 today. I thought that was pretty awesome. So, you know, that Mana is a decentralized Decentraland and LRC is Loop Ring. So those have been my two favorite ones. My man says you should have made her pay the DHL. That's a hard lesson, but it sucks, bro. We all go through it, man. We all go through it. Time is more valuable. I agree. I don't know what's going on with my damn my shit fucking up, ain't it? Yeah. My man Steve says some men lack confidence. That's why they lied to get get them some peck peck. That's true, man. Some guys do lie to get laid because they lack confidence. I see that one. Definitely see that one. Definitely see that one. He said you don't need confidence in the Philippines. You just need money. Yeah, money does make everything just so much better, doesn't it? It feels as though life is so much better when you got money. My man Zerb, what's good with you, bro? I appreciate you. You can't be flirting with me on this shit, man. People gonna start feeling away. He says no confidence and no money. You'll be living amongst the local smoking shaboom. Let's not. Let's hope not. Shout out to my man Wayne Johnson, man. Appreciate y'all locking in. What we got 17 in the building, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Y'all know the rules. Make sure you get the likes up, man. Make sure you caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support the good doc, please feel free to do so. But of course, I'm happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now and then, let's get back to business. Again, guys, man, we all go through it. I'm human. I mean, you know, it hurts. Shit can sometimes really hurt, but you know, we get through it. Like everything else, man. It's nothing that we should hold on to. He said, I've been told that's my cousin's story before. The girl that's the dude that's actually the boyfriend comes out as the cousin, right? I've never had that. I've never had that one. I guess I'm glad. See, the thing is, I'm always skeptical about meeting dudes. Period. Like I don't fuck with a lot of people, so I choose not to meet anybody at all. So anybody talking about their cousins and shit like that, I'm naturally skeptical. I'll be like, oh, you the cousin, huh? See, now this is hearing shit like this gonna make you think everybody who's a cousin is like a boyfriend or some shit. That's where everybody's situation gets messed up, man. Mm. But we all go through it, man. I think it's very rare that you'll have a foreigner that's lived in the country for a significant period of time that that hasn't had a story and or a situation like that, right? It's very rare. All right. For those of you who just came in, appreciate y'all locking in with me. If I don't get a chance to greet you guys tomorrow, I want to greet you today. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys are enjoying the holiday season. Hope you guys are going to eat well. Hope you guys are going to grub. I hope you don't need Grubhub or DoorDash or anything for you guys to actually be able to enjoy a nice home cooked meal. Um, I got people cooking for me. Thank God for small favors. But it's just, you know, it's the holiday season, man. And again, like I said, I got a lot to be thankful for. What I'm thankful for the most is my audience. Y'all know better than that. But what I'm thankful for most when it comes to YouTube is, the audience and the people I get to politic with, man. The live streams we get to have, the collaborations we get to have, and you know, how we can grow as a community, man. Because I know we're a small little spot in this particular sector, but we definitely got the biggest wave, man. I don't care what nobody say. It's very rare that you come across people who don't rock with this side of the table. There might be a couple out there who don't fuck with Doc, but it's not as many as you would probably think. What the hell? How the fuck am I? Somebody talk about, yo, Doc, you've been invited to some festival. Like, no, no, thank you. Anyways, like I was saying, man, he said I bought Netflix a month ago for the first time. It has changed my life. Why nobody told me these things? This is what happens when you live in a developing country behind the times. Hey, man, Netflix and chill, bro. Dude, Netflix got a lot of content, man. Netflix has everything. I first got my Netflix account when I was in the Philippines. As a matter of fact, my Netflix account. See, here's the crazy thing, right? My Netflix account is still connected to the Philippines. So I think I pay like 200, 300 pesos a month automatic deduction from my account in the Philippines, as opposed to what, the $10 or $12 that they pay here. Now the thing is, my Spotify got fucked up though. My Spotify is now US version, so I'm paying the premium version for my Spotify. But yeah, man, Netflix changed lives, man. You don't even have to leave the house anymore. Just put on some movies, order some Panda Express or some shit, and invite a girl over, and hey, Netflix and chill finally takes on the meaning to which it was originally created. All right. But I'm sitting here looking in, man. Unless you guys got anything to say, I will gladly let you go. Beautiful thing about me is I don't have to get up. I don't have to go anywhere in the morning time. So either way, I can kick it with you guys for a little bit more time. Or if you guys got things that you need to do, by all means, go on about your business, man. All right. But let me know, man. I'll stay on for a few more minutes, man. If you guys got comments, questions, or concerns about today's topic, by all means, you can always feel free to ask. I'm here because I feel like being here. All right. Yeah, I'll give it another about a few minutes or so. My man says, I'm just glad I haven't encountered my gay friend is actually my bisexual boyfriend, and we're also in an open relationship. Yeah. God damn, bro. Wow, that is a conversation worth having. I wish I could make a video on that one, but that pretty much says everything that needs to be said. And thank God for small favors. I've never dealt with that either. Now, the gay friend is my boyfriend type shit. Ugh. There might have been a couple stories out there that I've come across, not necessarily with me involved in it, but there may have been a couple stories that had that particular tagline in the article. But the Philippines is live and learn, guys. I tell people all the time. Philippines is live and learn. He said I'm watching Vikings. Got through 3 seasons. My man been binge watching. Netflix has saved your life, my friend, and I'm glad. That should keep you busy for at least the next couple of months or so until you're actually able to leave whenever you're ready. He said if the cousin is younger than her, I am thinking it's really the cousin. If he's older, you better figure it out. Yeah, I've never really come across Filipinas that date younger than them. Is that a thing? I mean, cougars. Oh yeah, they'll fuck with some younger foreigners, but it's rare that you actually deal with Filipinas that are around in their 20s that will date younger than them, significantly younger than them. 1 year younger, maybe 2 years younger, same age or older. Yeah, you might need to start asking some serious questions about that. I can agree with that one. He said someone should have told me about Netflix during the pandemic. Bro, you didn't know? Man, I feel bad for you. Because the pandemic was the time where it was like watching paint dry, having to sit inside the house. I know, man. And you were probably stuck watching ABS-CBN until it actually went under. Now ABS-CBN is no longer a network, which nobody's really talking about, but I understand why, because that thing went under a couple years back. So yay us. I mean, I like ABS-CBN. That was one of my favorite channels to watch while I was over there, you know. But that was because I was forced to watch it. Like when I used to go kick it with my girl family and shit. Yeah, that was about those times. But yeah, man, good times. All I can say is, sir, now is the time for you to make up for lost time. Yeah, now it's time for you to make up for lost time. You may not have had it then, but you have it now. Make the best of it. Oh shit! So Disney is no longer. Y'all don't have Fox movies anymore. That sucks. Definitely sucks. But I concur, ladies and gentlemen. All right, man. I'm gonna let y'all rock, man. I think it's about that time. Couple of videos coming out for you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys are ready for that shit. All right, man. I hope you guys are having a good one. Amazon Prime is good too. They got a couple of good movies on there that I watched recently. I had a Fire Stick. But yeah, we'll see how that works. And I'm thinking about bringing a Fire Stick. We'll see if that works. Southeast Asia no longer has Fox movies or Disney channels. The disrespect, sir. The disrespect. All right. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the time. John, my brother John Thomas, man. I appreciate you guys locking in with me. Appreciate the support, my brother, via the super chat. All right. Unless you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, I'm gonna go on about my business. I'm gonna let you guys rock out, which cocks out. Pause. All right, ladies and gentlemen. He said, ever since I discovered YouTube, I can't watch movies. They are he said they are longer than 10 minutes. Yo, man, I do be binge watching YouTube videos too, man. I do. And I'm not just talking about myself. I be binge watching like other people YouTube channels. Now I know what they mean when I see people, and I just recently found this out a couple of months ago, right? People will be like, yo, Doc, man, just found your channel, man, been binge watching your shit. I said, damn, man. I said, ain't nothing that interesting about my content, right? I was just fucking around. I was like, ain't nothing really that interesting about the content. But he was like, but then I found a YouTuber that I like to watch, man, and I was like, damn, man, I kept watching all of their videos and shit like that. Because once you find a new YouTuber or somebody you feel you can relate to, you want to watch all the content that they put out there that you feel you can relate to. So I feel that now. Now I understand what going down the rabbit hole is and binge watching, YouTube shit, YouTube videos and shit like that. Now I really don't really watch regular TV anymore. I watch Netflix every now and again, and then I binge watch YouTube like it's crack cocaine. Depends on what comes on my feed and what videos are trending at the moment. And usually, if I find anything that's really good, I'll make content about it from there. So, it's kind of like a give and take type of situation. I think it's pretty dope. But yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Also, Disney's no longer there, but they're gonna relaunch it. Touche, my guys. Touche. All right, man. If you guys are good, I am good. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the effort, guys. But you know what time it is? Time for the good doc to go and get to getting. So with that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye bye. Peace.